Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
When you insert columns and rows into your spreadsheet, there's two rules you need to remember. The first rule is that the number you select is the number that you'll insert. The second rule is that new columns will be inserted to the left of the selected columns, and new rows will insert above the selected rows. Be careful when you insert columns and rows, and make sure that the insertion doesn't create problems with calculations in your spreadsheet. Formulas will typically adjust to accommodate the insertion. So for example, if you had a formula like this one in cell H9 that is currently adding up everything to its left from C9 through G9, and then you insert a column in that range and fill it in with data, you'll find that most of the functions will accommodate the newly inserted data in the column. So we can see that the function has changed. It is now the sum of C9 through H9, or C10 through H10, or C12 through H12. Once again, likewise, if you delete a column or a row, the formula should adjust. However, it always pays to double-check your spreadsheets after inserting and deleting columns and rows to ensure that everything is working properly and still calculating the correct cell ranges. To insert new columns, just click and drag to select the number of columns that you want to insert from the right of the location into which you want to insert the new columns. So for example, if we wanted to add 2 columns for Saturday and Sunday, in between columns G and H, we would select 2 columns for the number we would like, and we would select columns H and I, so that the 2 new columns will be inserted to the left of the selection. Then just right-click one of the selected column headings and choose the Insert command from the pop-up menu that appears. To insert new rows, just click and drag to select the number of rows that you want to insert below the row at which you want to insert the new rows. So for example, if we wanted to add 3 rows between rows 9 and 10 in this spreadsheet, we would then select rows 10, 11, and 12. 3 rows inserted above the current selection. Once again, right-click on one of the selected row headings and choose Insert from the shortcut menu to insert the number of selected rows. To delete columns or rows from your spreadsheet, select the columns or rows that you want to delete. Then right-click on one of the selected column or row headings. Choose the Delete command from the pop-up menu that appears to delete the selected columns or rows. Make sure that you don't have any information that you need for the spreadsheet to function within the selection that you want to delete. Also, make sure that you don't delete just the cells within a column or row, as that is a very easy way to really mess up a spreadsheet. As long as you delete entire columns or rows, your formulas will commonly adjust to accommodate the deletion, just as they do when you insert new columns or rows. Also, remember that deleting columns, rows, or cells isn't the same as pressing delete on your keyboard. Delete on your keyboard actually corresponds to the Clear Contents command from the menu bar. When you choose the Delete command, which we often see when we select cells and perhaps right-click, note that the Delete command is not the same thing. If we choose Edit, Delete, we'll see this dialog box appear. And here it asks us if we want to shift the cells left, shift cells up, delete the entire row, or the entire column. The Delete command versus Delete on your keyboard physically removes the selected cells from the sheet. In that case, you then have to fill in the blanks in the spreadsheet with information from cells that are currently below or to the right of the selected cells. So once again, this is another way of really easily ruining a spreadsheet. So just be careful with your deletion.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.